How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, the founder of the HARDGAINER Academy. And what I want to talk about today are the 5 most underrated muscle building tips that you really need to know. You could be making these mistakes right now. So let's get started. So the first one being is do not train to failure on every set. This is so important, but I see so many people that are doing it. This is why I always emphasize following a program, having some sort of structure to what you are doing, and also having goals aligned so you know whether you're going in the right direction. So when you're training to failure on every single set, you're not getting the most out of your workout because you're already fatiguing yourself. You want to make sure that you're doing things strategically. So let's say, for example, you were doing a program and they told you to do 4 sets of 10. Then you can find easy ways to progress off that 4 sets of 10, whether that's increasing the weight, lowering the rest time, and so forth. When you're training till failure, you're not really giving yourself many chances of opportunity. So what happens is that your workouts are going to be differing. And what tends to happen as the week goes by and as time goes by, you'll notice that your strength will decrease very quickly. And that's because we got to think about your central nervous system. Just think about it like this. The more you tax it, the more stress that you place on your body, especially unnecessarily, then you're not going to be able to really maximize your overall results. So I would say before you even start training, have some sort of a program in place that you can follow. You also want to make sure that it's credible and it's also proven for you to actually work. And also it's worked with many other people as well. By doing this, it will save you a lot of time and a lot of headaches. So like I said, do not train every set till failure. It is not necessary. Now for the second one, you want to control the weight, don't just move the weight. The reason why this is important because you want to make sure you're maximizing your gains, maximizing your overall time. And this is why we also want to emphasize that you're doing exercises correctly with the right form. And it's not only the safety aspect, but you want to make sure whatever muscle you are working, you're actually working it effectively. So if you're choosing a weight that is way too heavy and you're using a lot of momentum, you are not going to get the most out of that exercise. You want to choose a weight that is challenging, but you can also control. You want to make sure throughout the entire movement, you're not getting other muscle groups involved unnecessarily. There's certain compound movements that you're going to do that are going to get multiple groups involved, but for the most part, for the exercise that you're doing, whatever muscles are being incorporated, you want to focus on actually activating those muscles to their full potential. When you're using a lot of momentum or you're just going through the motions, you are not getting the most out of the workout. And on top of that, you're really not utilizing that mind-muscle connection, which you really need to build, especially in the beginning. So one of the things that you really want to focus on is taking a weight that you can control, that you can manage, and then over time, as you get good with that weight, then you can progress to something heavier. Now for the third tip, choose your exercises wisely. You guys hear me talk about compound exercises and isolation exercises. Of course, in the beginning of your workout, you want to prioritize your compound exercises. So these are the exercises that you do where you're working multiple muscle groups at the same time. So now that we got that base down, let's say, for example, there's a certain part of your body that you find to be a weakness. So let's say you want to start improving your back, right? You don't really like how your upper back is looking. So you can start your workout by training your upper back. Prioritize that using compound exercises. You're still going to be doing other routines. So let's say, for example, you're doing a full body. So if you know you got a full body routine going and you really want to improve on your back, start the workout with compound exercises for your back. If your weakness is your chest, then start off doing compound exercises with your chest. You could choose 1 or 2 just to be a little bit more accurate and more exact. But what I'm trying to say is if you're doing full body, you could use that. If you're going to be doing an upper body day, you could use that same method. All I'm saying is whatever your weakness is, prioritize it in the beginning. But you also want to make sure that you are hitting those other muscle groups as well. I just got to throw that in there. So I would just say make sure you prioritize compound exercises, but prioritize whatever your weaknesses are. Some people will tell you, well, you know what, just do some more reps or just do a lot more exercises and improve that one particular area. Yeah, you could do that, but at some point it becomes very counterproductive. So I would say the most effective thing that you can do is, hey, still prioritize compound exercises, but put your weaknesses first, and after you just go in order from there. Now for the fourth tip, find a consistent time to train. I do understand that, you know what, life happens, things happen overall in general. But if you can find a consistent time, this could be very beneficial. The reason being is because your body will begin to adapt. If your body knows, hey, this is around the time that we're going to train, you're going to get a lot better performance. The better your performance, the better overall results you're going to get. When your body's operating where it needs to be, you're going to make the right gains. If you're constantly changing things up, or you're going through different times of the day, or you're going sporadically, or you're going inconsistently, then how do you expect your body to actually catch up? So if you can get yourself in a routine, I highly suggest that. I would say off recommendation for you, if possible now, if you could train in the morning, that is actually one of the best times. You get to really start off the day on a good foot, and you get to conquer the rest of it. If you're the type of person where you train in the evening, I would highly suggest before the day even starts, you have it mapped out. You know what your breakfast is gonna look like, you know what you're gonna have for lunch, you know what you're gonna have before the gym, you're gonna be motivated, you're gonna have that mental picture, you're gonna smash that workout, and so forth. Having all of these things in place will get you ready physically and will get you ready mentally. So again, try to find a consistent time to train and optimize that. Get yourself ready, and I'm telling you, you'll go a long way. Now, number 5, prioritize standing movements where possible. You really don't hear this that often. That's the reason why I actually brought it in for this one video. There's a lot of exercises that you can do that are compound exercises where you're not standing. And we understand that. And after we actually address that. So for example, something like the bench press. It is a very effective exercise considering the fact that you're going to be lying down. But if there's exercises that you can do that are standing or has that standing option, do it. So a good example would be the shoulder press. Let's talk about the military press to be exact, right? So with the military press, you're using a barbell, you're standing up, and you're lifting the bar above your head, right? But then you have other variations where you could sit down and do the same movement. I like the standing variation because not only do you get your core involved, it's a more natural thing to do. You're on your feet a lot already. It's going to transfer over into your overall daily life. It gives you a little bit more function. And being on your feet more, especially if you work a sedentary job or you're not that active, it's even better. That's why certain exercises that we look at, deadlifts, squats, military press, all these standing type of exercises help other areas in regards to your training. So if you have the opportunity, whichever exercise that you're doing to be standing, then take it. Because again, getting your core involved, this will improve your overall posture. If you're playing sports outside, you'll tend to move better. You will feel better. Get yourself going. Stand up more if you can. I know throughout the entire training session, it's going to be hard to actually do that because certain exercises, you're not going to be able to stand up on your 2 feet. But for the most part, where you can, use it. If you're not doing this and you're opting to sit down all the time, I would highly suggest you start changing things up. If you want to be more physically active, if you want to burn a bit more calories during your workout, again, doing a lot of standing type of movements will go a long way. And the best part about it is there are many standing movements that you can do that are actually compounds, like the ones that I earlier mentioned, all right? So again, these are the 5 tips that are so underrated, and I wanted to share this with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be talking to you guys real soon. Peace out.